So if you're overweight and feeling uninspired about losing it, well, my next guest might just change that. Marshall Reid was just 10 years old when he decided to do something dramatic to lose weight. Teased at school for being heavy, Marshall came up with what you might call a plan of action, posting videos on YouTube of his progress. He was even an eye reporter for CNN, sending in this video when he began the plan. So what is his plan? Well, it is all about portion. Marshall and his mother, Alexandra, join me now from Raleigh, North Carolina. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
So you are co-authors of this new cookbook called Portion Size Me. It's a kid-driven plan to a healthier family. I love this. We were very excited about having you both on to talk about it. Marshall, you're 12 now. But tell me about that moment a couple of years ago when you had the breakthrough, I guess. You were watching a documentary, right?
Yeah, we had just, I think the night before, we had watched the documentary Super Size Me. And a kid the next day at school started bullying me, and I really just got tired of it because it all started to add up. And so, in sort of like a heat-of-the-moment decision, I went to my mom and said, "Mom, let's do something to, you know, fix ourselves," because we were all eating really, really bad. And after I thought about it for a couple of minutes, I thought that was a really good idea.
Yeah, it was a really good idea. But Mom, Alexandra, I want to ask you, what was your reaction? I mean, you have Marshall coming to you, telling you not only does he want to change what he's eating, but he wants to change the whole way your entire family eats.
It was, I had a kind of a twofold response. My first response was, I was hurt and shocked that he was hurting so much. I kind of wasn't really tuned into his emotions at the time. And then the second thing was I was actually excited about doing a family project together. It gave us an activity and a responsibility to each other over the summer. It was really a fabulous thing.
Marshall, let's talk about your weight, because you lost, what, like 36 pounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, and we...
So what is the plan, though? What is the plan, though? Because it's not just about portion size, right?
Yeah, it actually starts with 6 goals. We all sat down to sort of come up with easy, smaller goals to help achieve one big goal. And all these goals all go into, you know, eating real foods, reading ingredients, exercising. And we noticed a lot of the time, like, we'd go into the grocery store and buy a can of peas. And it ends up, there's high fructose corn syrup in a can of peas. And high fructose corn syrup is like a fake sugar. And we really wanted to stay away from fake sugars like that.
We wanted to take the opportunity to actually view food differently and make it a part of our life instead of just a reaction in our life. We wanted to view food as fuel. And we didn't want to, as a parent, I didn't want to put this measurement of weight or a specific, you know, that type of definite goal. Mostly I wanted to be able to step back and view food as nutrition and have a healthy relationship with it. So that's why we developed these 6 goals, to have a healthy relationship long-term with food.
And I love when you talk about portions, because it's really incredible what a true portion is, isn't it? When you actually look at what it might be. I mean, obviously this is one of your goals, but really making sure that you watch the portion sizes and you get moving, as you were saying. But Alexandra, you're a busy mom with a couple of kids, and at the time of all of this, your husband was stationed in Iraq. You were eating out a lot. So how has it been for your family, and how much weight have you lost?
Oh, that's not fair to ask on TV.
I'm sorry. It's motivating, though. It's very motivating.
I will say I have dropped pounds, but mostly we all have a lot more energy. We have a lot more endurance, more stamina, and we're happier. I don't know exactly. I'm not a nutritionist or a doctor. I don't know how you end up being happier when you have good food, but it's true. And now it's fun. Like, it's fun to cook. It's fun to get the kids in the kitchen. It's fun to create things. It's fun to explore and look for new things. We all love convenience, and we look for convenience, but we just want to make sure that it's healthy for us.
Right.
So even with school lunches and stuff like that, Some companies now are actually getting on board with making healthier foods and portioning them down to the right size. You just have to open your eyes to them and explore for them.
So one good example of some of these companies is Alouette Portions, and they're perfectly portioned pieces of cheese. And we looked at them, and they're all natural. So that's just one example of the millions of companies that are shrinking their portion sizes to make them proper.
Right. So, Marshall, what is a typical breakfast for you? I mean, I think a lot of kids, or even a typical dinner, because they think about vegetables and anything that isn't sugary, and they turn their nose up at it.
Well, for breakfasts, it's lately been omelets. Lots and lots of omelets.
Whole eggs or egg whites?
Whole eggs, because we actually have chickens in our backyard, and that's one thing that started us was we have chickens so we don't have to buy store-bought eggs. And the first thing we noticed was we cracked a store-bought egg and one of our chicken's eggs, and the color in the yolk was completely different.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're farm eggs.
Our eggs were a lot more colorful and vibrant and actually tasted better than the store-bought eggs.
So before I let you go, though, what would you say to another child who might be watching, who's thinking about eating healthier, maybe wants to lose some weight? What's your advice?
Do it. I mean, when I first started this, like within 3 days, I didn't like the idea of it. Day 4, I loved the idea of it because I had already started to see changes. And now that I look back at the original 31 days, I mean, I was amazed. I mean, it's changed so much, and it's so much change that it's positive. You know, more energy, we all feel better, we talk to each other better.
Yeah.
I can focus better on tests. I mean,
yeah, it's
so
amazing when you get all that
upsides.
junk out of your system, right? Congratulations to both of you. I think what you've done at home is wonderful, and Marshall, I'm a big fan. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And once again, their new cookbook is called Portion Size Me. It's a kid-driven plan to a healthier family. But first, profiling